right, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thanks for clicking on this video. Today, I'm going to be doing my pre-payday prep. So that's a term that I created a long time ago. It's just so that I can prepare my budget for the upcoming payday. So today I can go in my employer's website and find out how much my upcoming paycheck will be. And that's when I like to budget, before any money touches my bank account or my hands. It's just a way that I've developed that has helped me save more money and just not be anxious on payday trying to figure out what bills need to be paid. So that's what I'm going to go over with you today. I am going to do this budget a little bit differently. I think sometimes my closeout budget, hopefully you've just watched that video, I think sometimes it's off because I'm not including money that's coming from one paycheck to the next. So I'm going to try to add that into the budget this time instead of just doing the incoming income, if that makes sense. All right, let me just show you. All right, so if you're new here, the first thing that I usually like to do is to go over my goals for the pay period and the things that will affect my upcoming paycheck or bills that need to be paid. So we're in December. We've already done our monthly budget. Hopefully you've seen that video. So these are our monthly goals. It's to set up the 2025 planner, prep the era for next year, which is my 12-week year plan, continue my minimum steps, and intermittent fasting 45 times a week. All right, so those are going to be part of my goals. And I will put a copy of these goals inside of my planner just so I can look at that every day and remember what's going on. So, and then the to-do list will go in the planner as well. That's all I went over all of that in the monthly budget. This is my sinking fund tracker that I'm going to go back to doing on paper. We'll see how that goes in December. I will show you this at the end when I budget. And this was the monthly projection. So this is a great one for me to take a look at when I do my bi-weekly budget. Just helps me to better plan the upcoming paydays. Will affect the budget this time. I have it already written here, so I'm not going to do it here again. Christmas spending. So we're going to be counting the $1 challenge sometime within this pay period because I do want to get a gift for my daughter. I just have some notes in here that are going to affect my budget, so you'll see that when I do that. Here, I'm going to take this out as well so I can put this to the side and use it while I budget. Now, like I said, I've already gone into my employer's website, so now I know exactly how much my paycheck will be. This is going to be December payday number 1. So I'm not doing the A and B method that I usually do. This is going to run us from December 2nd through December 15th. And this is my pre-payday prep. So I always suggest writing out notes that are going to affect your budget. What I usually do is just take a look at my calendar for anything that's going to be upcoming. So that might be birthdays, gifts that I need to get for people, to-do lists. So my calendar and my planner are my first go-to to look at what's coming up within those 2 weeks. So that's my biggest tip for when you're doing bi-weekly budgets. I've already looked at my employer's website and my paycheck will be thanks to a whole lot of overtime. Like I said, I've been working like crazy in November I did a lot. So $2,007, which is more than we expected. We budgeted that the paycheck would be about $1,850. So, hallelujah. 2007, that's a lot of money for me. A lot. It's like $500-600 more than usual. Sorry, the first thing that I want to do, like I said, I'm going to do this a little bit differently, is I'm going to include the rollover. So right now, between the bank and cash, based on my closeout from November, the cash rollover that I have is $179. So that's money that's still in my wallet that will roll over until tomorrow's paycheck. So that's the income. And then we have in the bank account is $393.56. There's some pending things coming out, but that's what we have right now as our bank rollover. And then I know that I'm going to use $100 from estimating $100 from our $1 challenge. I'm estimating that that's how much is in there. We will be counting it. I've been saving that since the beginning of the year. So I'm hoping that it's at least $100. More would be great, but we'll see. All right, so we're going to be starting off with $2,679.56. First thing that always comes out is my automatic savings, but I'm going to do that a little bit differently this time. I need to pay back a emergency fund. I had to take some money out of the emergency fund to pay for a retirement expense, for a future expense. So that was $281. But when I went through my Sofi accounts, I received interest. Yay for me. Let me show you that. So for the month of November, I received $32.98 in interest. So some of that, of course, went to the emergency fund. So the emergency fund balance is now $4,731.89. And the goal is to get it back to $5,268.11. So that's what I'm gonna put back into the emergency fund. So instead of doing my normal $175, we have a little bit more cash to work with. So we're gonna put $268.11 back into the emergency fund. So that goes in automatically. There's some things that I'm gonna have to move around to make that happen, but that's okay. We'll worry about that on payday. So the next thing that's going to come out always is our fixed expenses. So our fixed expenses, I've already determined based on the monthly budget, is actually $731 because car insurance has not come out yet. So it's $731. But we also have those pending transactions. I've calculated that the fixed expenses would be $825.39. And I will give you the breakdown of that as well. That brings us down to $1586.06. Okay. $1586.06. So fixed expenses, what does that include? I never usually have change in here, but since I'm including everything, including rollover, I'm going to try it this way. So $825 for fixed expenses. And that's going to include the pending that still hasn't come out, that's repaying Discover. That's $84.39. So that's still in the bank account. That has to come out. We're just going to put Discover pending. Honestly, the charge hasn't even posted yet, but I know that's how much it will be once it is. So it's $84.39. And then we have the car insurance that I had already that still hasn't come out. That'll probably come out exactly on payday. And we have Klarna. I'm going to pay the whole $20 in Klarna just so that I can get that off my back. I was supposed to pay 10 this paycheck and 10 the next. We're going to pay 20 since we have a little bit more so that we can be done with that. $8 in Amazon, $8 for Netflix. See, $200 for utilities. I do not right now have a utility bill, so I'm technically a month ahead because I've been paying $200 for several months, which is more than what was due. So they may not let me pay this. If they don't, I'm gonna put it into a savings or sinking fund that I have in Sofi, or I'll just pull it out in cash and put it in our cash envelopes here. It's $200 for utilities. Phone bill is $60. I'm going to be increasing that next year because we just don't have enough data. We're going to pay $300 for a third of the mortgage and $8 for instant ink. So that is an ink subscription. I have a printer at home that I haven't used for quite some time. Now, that is for my ink subscription. So that's so that I can use my printer at home. Lately, I've just been going to the library to print out stuff. But for this here, an instant ink, I can do it at home because I have a planner here. For my A5 planner that I'm going to be using next year, there will be some things that I need to print out. So I want to make sure I have one at home for easy access. So that's an instant ink subscription that would be $8 every month. Let's see if this zeroes out. No, $20 more allowance. That's That's what I forgot. All right, that zeroes out. Now we're at $15.86. Next thing that's going to come out is our variable expenses. So that we've already determined in our December monthly budget is going to be $325. I like doing the monthly budget that way. It's definitely helping. Helps when it's time to do the real budgets. 1586.06 minus 325. We're down to 1261.06. I forgot about pulling out the bank buffers. Let me do that now before I forget any further. So I'm gonna leave $200 in the bank as a buffer. We'll leave $100 in our main account that I keep gas and grocery in, and $100 in the bill account. That's just in case I forget about a bill comes out late, or I need to do any online shopping. That'll bring us down to $1,061.86. I don't want to forget about that. So back to variable expenses. That includes groceries and toiletries, which is $275, and $50 for gas. All right. That zeroes out. Okay, that's the budget for those two. That's what I keep in the bill account. That'll be with the buffer. Next thing that's going to come out is cash envelopes. So for our cash envelopes, we already have $179 from this paycheck that will still be in the wallet for tomorrow's paycheck. So I'm going to include all of that. So with the $179, and we already planned $375 is going to be added to that. So we're going to have a total of, so from the new paycheck, $375, existing $179, $554 will be in our cash envelopes. All right, so let's do that breakdown. So we have the $179 existing. That we're adding, that's a lot. We're adding $150 to personal, $120 for dining, $20 for pet. Now this is all more than it usually gets. $20 for health. And if you see the monthly budget, you'll know why. $20 for kids, $30 for entertainment, and $15 for miscellaneous. Hopefully that's right. It is. That zeroes out. Perfect. So the ones that still have money, I'm just going to start. It's personal, pet, health, and kids still have some money in it. Well, now what are we down to? 1061.86 minus 554. So we're down to $507.86. After that, I know I'm going to buy that $100, hopefully from the $1 challenge. That's good. I'll just put $1 challenge spending. All right, so that's going to bring us down to $407.86. And that, hopefully, I'm going to be able to have $100 in the $1 challenge. This is the $1 challenge for those of you that are new. I've been saving this up since the beginning of the year, and I've not counted it, so I'm excited to see how much I've saved with just $1 bills, just extra $1 bills. And I probably will do that again in 2025. So hopefully I'll have that, and I want to purchase a Kindle for my daughter. So hopefully there's enough in there. That brings us down to $407.86, and the rest of that we already know. I'm just going to say $407. We're going to use as sinking funds. That 86 cents will add to the buffer. All right, so $407 in sinking funds. So those are my cash envelopes that I have right here that I save for future expenses that I know are going to come up. So you'll see some examples when I show you here. I did kind of map out the things that I wanted to contribute to with the December paychecks, but this is, we'll see how that goes. 407, I already know. 93 is going to go to our Christmas sinking fund. Let's do 186. Let's put 186 so that we can be done with Christmas. How about that? We're gonna put $186 in Christmas so that we can be done. We're at our goal, 2025, boom, done. We can spend that when we go on our trip. So we're gonna do 186, what is left? All right, that brings us down to 221. What else do I wanna put? So this is where the sinking fund tracker comes in for things that I want to contribute to. Right now, it looks really empty as far as cash goes. This is my cash tracker, and this is what I have in Sofi. Cash looks really empty because I just took a bunch back to the bank, but I'd like to use this to see what needs more money. I know already that the car binder needs some things, like car registration and inspection. Those need some money, so I'm gonna put some in there. Let's do 20 in car bills. I have that. That's car registration. And $20 in inspection for the car. Let's see, that's $40. Leaves us with 181. Let's get some of these emergencies out of the way. Car emergency, I want to put some money in. Right now it has about 700. Let's see, what does it have? Car emergency has, that's in Sofi, $784. So let's see. $16 will get that to $800. So that's good. All right, that leaves us with 165. Home emergency, I know I want to put some money in that. And then our miscellaneous savings, I want to put $20 in there. Okay, leaves us with 125. I'm going to give myself $25. So we're down to 100. I'm going to put, let's put the rest into, I think I'm going to put 50 in junior year. And then 50 in vacation. All right, that's what we're gonna do. Make sure the zero's out. That zero's out. All right, so we have the budget. This is the budget set up for the next pay period. The next thing that I have to do is to do my cash withdrawal sheet. So that is, I am curious. Question of the day. Are there any of you watching that have converted to doing cash because of my videos? Specifically me. Like, I know there's probably a lot. Of course, I wasn't the first person to come up with this. I got encouraged to do it by the Budget Mom and several other people who were doing the cash envelope system. But I'm just curious to see how many of you have converted to using some form of cash. Doesn't have to be a lot of envelopes because of me. All right, so for personal, I want to make sure I write in what's existing because that sometimes confuses me. So I have $50 existing in personal. I have 24 existing in kids, 46 existing, no, 45 in health, 60 in pet, and 15 in miscellaneous. So 0 is in entertainment and dining out. So we're adding 150 to personal. Entertainment is getting 30, pet's getting 20, health is getting 20, kids 20, and dining 120, and miscellaneous 15. Let's see. All right, so we have the existing 179, and then this is 375. All right, and then for the categories, Christmas is getting 186, car registration 20, inspection, car emergency is getting 16, Tony versus he is getting 20. This one is savings 20. I'm getting 25 in, let's see, what should I get $25 in? $25 in beauty. Let's do that. We're doing $50 in beauty and $50 in vacation. That's actually only that $1 challenge this time. That should be $407. So total coming out of the bank is going to be $375 plus 407, $782. That's a lot. All right, I'm gonna do this breakdown real quick and just show you how it goes. All right, so I'll show you the first one. It'll be $150. I like to break down the cash envelopes just in case I need change, so that's easier to keep it that way. The rest, we can do it pretty simply. $782. Okay, that's right. So that's how much I'm going to be adding to our cash wallet. That's a lot. That's way more than I usually have. Usually I have a few $100s. The good thing is that I still have that $179 that's rolling over, and I might do that until the end of December to see how much I have, and then we'll save any extra at the end of December. We'll see. Maybe I want to start January off with more. I don't know. All right, so this is what I'm going to bring to the bank. I do keep my bank withdrawal sheets at home so that I can quickly fill it out, but I wanted to show you if you guys can use these. My bank really doesn't like these. They like me to write right on it, but I just want to show you what it looks like on here because this makes it super simple and easy for them if they like these cash breakdowns. You can find these online for free. I just printed it out, cut them up in the small sizes. That's it. So I can use this to update the cash tracker that I have. I'll do that off camera. And then I'm also going to update my closeout sheet, which is, it looks just like this for December, but this is for December for the first paycheck. This is so that I can write out how much I'm budgeting and to see if I stayed on track at the end of the pay period or how much I spent, so that I can calculate the difference between what I budgeted and what I actually spent. Whew. I don't know why that was so hard for me. All right, that is it. That's it. We're ready for payday. You guys got the question of the day, which is, have any of you started using the cash stuffing cash envelope method because of what you've seen me do here, whether that's just sinking funds or whether you use it in your cash wallet? I'm very interested to know. I'm going to be looking out for your answers. But that's it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I want you to always remember it is about progression and not about perfection. Thanks for watching and happy saving. Bye. Okay, I don't know if I said an emoji, but if you watched all the way to the end, leave me, I don't know if this exists, but if it does, leave me a calculator. I'm gonna check after the end. If it doesn't, I'm sure you guys are gonna tell me, but I'll figure it out too. All right, thanks for watching. Bye. All right, so I just checked and there is not a calculator emoji. One of those little old toys that we used to use when we were little. Like I'm mid-30s, so some of you might not know what I'm talking about. But if you type in calculator in your emojis, you'll see what I'm talking about. But instead of using that, since there is no calculator emoji, use, dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. Me, the head, the smiley face with the bomb brain. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. The one that looks like their brain's exploding. Leave that one, because that's how I feel. All right, thanks for watching again. Bye.